Wait, you're queer? You're a minority? Slurs. Okay, I'm sorry. Let me be serious. There has been a trend in VTubing where more and more people have been, showing off the fact that they are Christ first or are also Christians. And at first, seeing my religion be represented by so many different VTubers was genuinely uplifting. But lately, that presentation has turned into something quite toxic, and is what I want to discuss today in this video. My name is Nyrlena, and welcome to another episode of Snitches and Stitches. Alright, so you're probably wondering, what the hell is the Christification of VTubers? Well, I decided to create this term to basically mimic videos that will say, oh, the TikTokification of X, Y, and Z subject is supposed to represent a serious and nice thing being commodified and used for ill intent or malicious purposes. Now, that's not to say that every Christian VTuber out there are terrible people, but I have seen an upward trend of VTubers who have extremely bigoted or extremely harmful views being pushed by right-wing VTuber fans because they basically harbor unpopular opinions. And during the time of presenting those unpopular opinions is where they start to sneak in the fact that they also are Christian as a sort of shield to absolve them of any criticism. I wanted to make this video to highlight how bad of PR we are getting as Christians and how, some of these Christian VTubers can be extremely hypocritical. I think I'm at a point in my religious/spirituality to where I don't get triggered by the fact that other Christians might not support the beliefs that I have. I know for some people that might be something that's unacceptable to them, but in my eyes and on my heart, I try to take it as someone just decides to have different views to me, and as long as I'm following my own path in my faith, at the end of the day, I will be judged for just my actions and my actions alone. It may come as a shock for some people watching right now to hear that I'm a Christian, but that's mainly because, well, A, I don't make it my personality, and B, it's just something that I'd like to bring up as a fun fact if people are genuinely interested in asking. But then you have the Revs and the Strobes of the world, where apparently being kind and expressing a merciful hand is completely conditional based on what they do and what they don't like about you, and I feel like it's VTubers like them that give Christianity such a bad rep. At the time of editing this video, I actually had my own personal interaction with Strobe, Rev's wife, and that stemmed from the fact that Rev decided to go after Miss Lala, a really lovely 1950s themed VTuber, for saying fuck ICE, especially at a time where ICE just got caught on camera executing a man who was conceal and carrying in Minnesota, where it's legal. Regardless, Rev and Strobe decided that was the wrong opinion, and me being me, I try to say my own piece because I'm a person that likes to have these kind of conversations. Again, Lala did not mention Rev in her initial tweet, and I feel like she is very valid for having the feelings that she has, especially in such a serious topic, especially when we've now witnessed 3 people being murdered by ICE agents, seeing leaked footage of people detained, begging to be let out, men, women, and children. I feel like it's not completely beyond a Latina VTuber to say fuck ICE at this point. Me being a nosy Nelly, I decided to jump in with my own opinions because, frankly, I felt like what Straub said was kind of weak. I was genuinely anticipating Straub's response, but then as soon as I jumped back on Twitter after taking a break, I found out I was blocked. And after being blocked by Straub, a part of me wasn't surprised, but a bigger part of me was quite disappointed. Because again, Rev and Straub are somewhat the front-facing people when it comes to those who identify very vocal, Christ-first VTubers. And it's disappointing that even discussions of nuance or discussions in general can't be said without their audiences attacking people, saying slurs, and being just hateful pieces of shit. It's quite disheartening to see that this is the behavior that they are willing to accept, that these are the communities that Christ First VTubers are fostering. And what is your whole point, to own the woke libs? Is the whole point of being this negative to show the left that apparently you're better than them? You're not showing people that you're better than them. You're showing people that you are hypocrites. Jesus was a loving man, even to his enemies. Yet you all are so willing to be so hypocritical and so hateful and so negative. And for what? How does this make Christianity look better? How does this encourage people to come to Christ when this is how you're presenting yourself as a Christian? I am not God. I do not decide whether you go to heaven or hell. I do not decide what your judgment shall be. But this is not true Christianity. This is unacceptable. I could genuinely, and I mean genuinely, bang on and on and on about what VTubers should be doing better to represent our faith, how the current behavior is shifting such a negative light onto Christianity, but then this video would probably be like hours long. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that this can at least reach someone who might be thinking or presenting themselves as a Christian VTuber. I'm definitely not perfect, and I try not to push myself as someone who is perfect and someone who can never do any wrong, but I hope that this video can at the very least encourage other Christian VTubers to be a little bit kinder this year, to extend a hand, an olive branch to those you might disagree with, to be more respectful, and to be more open to accepting those who might not be like you. It's really as simple as that. I'll see you guys in the next segment. Bye!